This league is all about them, right? It's the players' league, and they are just so impressive. They're the best in the world at what they do, and they're so much more than basketball players, right? They're entrepreneurs, they're businesswomen, they're investors, they're media figures, they're social activists, and they're consistently just pushing the needle and fighting for more for what they deserve. For me to have an opportunity to champion them, to empower them, and to amplify their voices is something that I don't take for granted.
So just to set the record straight for everyone out there, how do we pronounce the last name?
Koclanes. Chris Koclanes.
One more time, a little slower.
Yep, Koclanes.
Okay. So being a video coordinator and scout at the college and WNBA level before moving into a coaching role at the Connecticut Sun, what did that kind of teach you about just being where your feet are and being appreciative of the moment?
I think number one, I've just been very lucky to be given all sorts of opportunities in this profession. So first off, having a sense of gratitude wherever you are on your journey. And then I think it's important to be where you are in that moment. So being present in your current role, trying to do the best you can and help and serve everyone around you to make them better. So if you've kind of focused small on those kind of details day in and day out, and you're a champion in your current role, what usually happens is you get a little more. They give you a little more, and the next opportunity comes. So just an appreciation for being present and trying to be where your feet are and do the best you can there. Also, understanding that everyone's journey, process, there's no one right path, right? It's not gonna look the same for anyone, and that's coaches and players alike. Trusting where you're at and being where you're at, doing your best, and letting the rest kind of take care of itself.
And then during your time at the Connecticut Sun and the LA Sparks, what was it about the women in the league that made you want to show up as your best self every day?
This league is all about them, right? It's the players' league, and they are just so impressive. They're the best in the world at what they do, and they're so much more than basketball players, right? They're entrepreneurs, they're businesswomen, they're investors, they're media figures, they're social activists, and they're consistently just pushing the needle and fighting for more for what they deserve. So I think for me to have an opportunity to champion them, to empower them, and to amplify their voices is something that I don't take for granted. That's why we do what we do, right? It's to watch them, to watch these players go and have success, to be able, that's the joy of leadership. It's when you watch others do things that they didn't think they were capable of. So that's where you get your joy and your satisfaction in being able to help and serve, and then watching it come to fruition for them on the floor. My family, it's really all we know is teaching and learning and education. So again, started young, having 4 older sisters, growing up around them and watching them compete in sport, in life, dominate in sport. They were all extremely talented and really good at everything they did, and also lead. So learning from them, and also while doing it, you know, my mother was their first coach, our first coach, so watching her lead them as well. So, you know, just the environment I grew up in kind of built that foundation for me. And then now as we got older, you know, all my sisters are currently teachers, so they're all giving back in that respect. 3 of them are teachers, the other one's also a coach who's been coaching collegiately for a while. So again, it just kind of runs in our blood, that desire to help others and to teach. I'll say to your point of that relationship of teaching and learning, because it's both, right? When you're teaching, you're learning. When you're learning, you're teaching, and they work so close together. And that's a huge piece of this league that I love. Just that the collaboration and the partnership with these players. I go back to when I first started young in this league, and you know, ultimately you build trust and respect with these players when you show them that you care about them and you can add value and you can help them. So striving to do that while also understanding that at that point in my career, a lot of these players have been in the league way longer than I had. So being open-minded and working together and learning so much from them and their experiences. So I think that's what makes this league so powerful, is the partnership between staff and players, that when everyone gets on the same page and you leverage each other's experiences, you can find a solution together and create something.
So your sister and all her coaching experience at the collegiate level at Drexel, how does it feel to be able to have someone that you can talk to that you know has your best interest but is also within the profession?
Yeah, she's been my number one, my mentor. I've looked up to her since I was little. And so kind of this whole path and journey that I'm on has been following in her footsteps. So she is the greatest resource that anyone could have. And the fact that, you know, we're both doing this for a living is just incredible. So she's really talented when it comes to basketball. You know, she was a head coach for a while, so she has all these experiences, and she's even just a better human being and has a unique passion of developing people and developing leaders. So whether it's on the floor or off the floor, she is just an incredible resource. And at the end of the day, she's my sister, and so, you know, there's no bond like that. So.
And then growing up in Pelham, can you kind of tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, small town, tight-knit community, youngest of 5. So when I was in elementary school, middle school, high school, you know, I'm going through all these teachers that taught my sister. So everyone kind of knows you and supports you, and there's just that sense of Pelham pride for when people come out of here and go into the world and start doing other things. The other thing I think is cool as well is, you know, growing up playing sports, we were a smaller school, but we would consistently overperform, if you will. Like we would beat some of the bigger schools, and so I think that taught me a lot just about what makes a team and different values, different attributes that matter, right? Just our connectivity, our consistency, our discipline allowed us, you know, our togetherness allowed us at times to beat teams from bigger cities who bigger, taller, more athletic. So just some of those intangibles that matter.
And then what excites you the most about this opportunity to be the head coach at the Dallas Wings?
A lot of things. I think the number one thing is just the ability to kind of take everything that I've learned, all the great teachers, leaders, coaches, mentors that I've been able to work for and learn from, to take all of that and honor them and build something, while at the same time now making it my own and being true and authentic to who I am at my core. So that's what excites me. I'm excited to create an environment where our players and staff can really enjoy what we're doing, while at the same time respecting how hard it's going to be, how much discipline, how much work that goes into it. But at the same time, again, just having that sense of that we can find joy in this process.
This April, the Wings have the #1 pick. So what excites you about that, and, you know, just everything that can do for an organization?
Yeah, it's extremely exciting, right? #1 pick can really revitalize a franchise. So I'm excited just about the energy and the momentum that will create, to then, like, let's take that, let's bottle it up, and now let's use it and let's build off of it as we look to establish our foundation in year 1 to propel us into the future to create ultimately something that's sustainable and long lasting at a championship level.
And then at this team's foundation, what do you want this team to be known for?
Well, the one word I'll use a lot is I want us to love to play. I just want us to love to play. And for me, that is a balance of competing daily, right? Understanding the discipline, the preparation, having a respect for the work, for the game, and being able to cultivated joy. I know I said this before, but I think it's so important, and I think it's not always there at the pro level. This is hard, right? There's lots of stresses and pressures, and everyone has their individual goals, and there's pressures from the organization to win and win championships. So it's hard. There's no denying that. And can we work together to still make this fun? We can find joy, we can cultivate joy through this process. So that's what I want us to be known for, a team that loves to play, finds that balance of competing and having that discipline while also having fun during the process.
One word to describe what this season will be.
Foundational.